Alright, here we go. This is a 1v1 ranked match on Twin Peaks between the blue side, MCcombat, and the left side, in the Star Neo, and Sire0k on the right side, in the green side, in the Shark Chopper. And this is a replay sent in by MCcombat. Thanks a bunch to MCcombat for sending this replay in. And now, if you look at the loadouts, MCcombat with the Dillos and Sire also going with Dillos. It's much more dangerous to go with Dillos when you are going against Bomber, which is actually a very common, popular choice in 1v1 still. So I'm a tad bit surprised to see that these players have gone with Dillo. But right now the game is starting. MCcombat is trying to finish taking out those units. Sire has not done that either. But typical, you know. Well, actually, okay. So this right now, MC did do a T capture, you know, command, and these headed over. But Sire instead is ferrying them over in, you know, to this to the initial neutral area. But now that, you know, they've only killed these front units, and now Sire has to start bringing them over more. Whereas with MC, he didn't really babysit them the way that he probably should have. A lot of them did die. But, you know, if he took care of him a little bit more, then they probably, most, if not all of them, would still be alive at this point. And now MC going to take a quick look at what Sire is doing. He has not been able to clear out most of his neutrals yet, as MC has, except for the two T99s up here, usually, which get taken out last. And Sire dropping Dillos to take care of it, but MC is going straight for Sire's units, so it's kind of one of the really effective things to do, that early harass, where your AirMech is pretty effective against the smaller amount of units that is on your side of the, you know, on your army. Sire saving those Dillos before MC gets to take him out, but MC is flying out, just spamming that EMP button as often as he can, but he does not take out any Dillos doing that. And he goes down to, I think that was just one of the Dillos. A little bit, he stayed a little bit too long in that area. Now Sire dropping Dillos on the back end of on the back side of that outpost, bringing soldiers and stuff. Gonna try to at least, you know, cause some trouble for MC. It will, if he does neutralize it and force MC to retake it, it's very, very problematic, and it will be able to, you know, it will enable Sire to advance a little bit further. There are no REs out on the field for Sire yet. I would expect at least one or two by now, especially just right after you take your outpost. Typically, you know, just start either building a few or start even spamming REs right when you take your post on Twin Peaks. And now Sire pushing all of his Dillos over. I don't think this is going to really effectively work too well, but he is gonna bring over a Dillo to the front door, gonna be able to get it, yes, and it is actually hitting front door, kills that blocking Dillo, or, you know, that potentially blocking Dillo. Now MCcombat coming back to respond, is forced to leave the battlefield, and a lot of his units are dead. This outpost is green, oh man, and a lot more units of his die as well, and actually a lot of green units die as well too. This outpost is green, but Sire actually only has infantry in his queue. He doesn't have any defending units, and MC is actually just building more and more Dillos. We don't see any anti-air out on the field anymore. Blue, you know, MCcombat did have some. Sire actually pretty much only had Dillos this entire time. And you know, it's just because it is Twin Peaks, I guess you're less likely to have anti-air, just because there's less opportunities for mech-only harassment that's, you know, kind of away from other units and other areas, because you know, for example, a game like, whoa, Sire trying to figure out where MC was with that cloak, but almost dies himself right now, is pinned and gets killed with that EMP. But yes, in typical other maps, you know, like Sandrum or Thar, for example, you do need to start stationing anti-air just to get that preemptive damage, or, you know, to kind of limit the way that mechs can behave out of outposts that are unattended. But here, you know, on Twin Peaks, there are pretty much no unattended outposts. There's only really two areas down here with the two outposts and the top island. And you don't really have to have too great map awareness to be able to catch a mech in harassment mode. But MC now trying to kill as many of the Dillos that Sire has out here as he can. You know, doing that EMP spam over and over again. That's pretty much what you do as a Neo nowadays. And finally, we see an artillery on the field. It will be able to fire into here. It and hits all these units. There is still pretty good splash damage with this artillery. However, the splash is medium, and the direct is heavy now. And now we just see a, stage. Oh, now MC going for the front door, trying to get a moneymaker. Let's see if Sire can come back. Oh, but he does not commit to trying to kill a moneymaker. I probably would have been able to, if it were me, I probably would have just tried to see if I could get it. Just because you are Neo, it's extremely easy to get away from a chopper. There's really nothing to fear from a chopper in terms of mech-to-mech combat when you are Neo, unless you do that and stay on the ground and let the chopper smack you in the face with his rockets. Bad choice, bad idea. But now Sire, the only one on the field now, he does also have an artillery over here to fire against this MC's artillery, both in the exact same position, firing in the exact opposite directions. MC picking it up to heal, and Sire shooting his rockets in, does not... Oh, he does kill one thing, I think. But now, if you look at the Dillos, there are probably 10 or so for Sire, and MC only has about 4 to 5, maybe 6. This is probably not enough for Sire to push out with all of his Dillos, but he is making more. And once he gets 1 or 2, I mean, I would expect a few more artillery. Usually, I mean, typically I make probably more, probably like 2 or 3 more than this. If I can. The Dillo support isn't that necessary unless you are trying to kind of guard from a push that's incoming. Now MC, it's gonna take him forever to get this, but he will. He does get the kill. Sire does does not pick it up to heal it. He was busy sending these out to attack. They will get hit hard probably by all these already stationed Dillos, and there is a ratchet in the area, but there are too many Dillos out here for Sire, for MC to really... Oh, but he's completely bypassing this. He's not going... He has not set it to capture. He has set it to attack, and at that point, I would have expected probably at least 1 Seeker or Flacker. Flackers are what Sire has in his loadout. I would have expected at least one to come with that push, but it is going for the front door. He has a pretty good, sizable chunk of damage off from MC, and MC doing the best he can to block, but there aren't enough Dillos in his queue. Oh, actually, he's not blocked. He's chosen to go with bombs instead of the block. The Dillos do tend to bunch up over here, and boom, a lot of them do go out. Holy moly. A lot of them are dead now, but this does give Sire an opening to try to move more units over here, but MC does not let him have it. He does come back to the battlefield, and there are 4 infantry shooting into this, but and infantry do, I think, 1.5 to 2, I forget. It's either 1.5 or 2 times damage against outposts, and ooh, Sire with way more Dillos now than MC is going to be able to... Ooh, actually goes another... I could have sworn he was just going to drop him, try to get a good surround on that outpost, trying to sort of finish off the job that he started with that initial push. But right now, MC does have it fairly, pretty well surrounded, considering how many units are on the field total. Relatively, he does have 3 out there, and Sire has about 4, 5, 6. MC bringing one right to the front door. That is a good move, I would say, because it will force Sire to come back. And oh, he does not come back. He is going to commit to this attack, but he in the chopper. MC is going to try to chase him down, but not enough, not close enough. He is going to have to be forced to deal with this, and he does kill it pretty quickly. But MC now diving in the middle of these Dillos, getting kind of not that heavy under attack, but it is still pretty dangerous for a mech to dive in the middle of Dillos, just because they have medium damage, and they have I think it's 82 now, attack DPS for Dillos. And diving in front of a Dillo is literally, worse for a mech than diving in front of a Longhorn. And with the Dillos, you have the numbers, and then the numbers correlate to way more DPS, and then it's just really scary, really scary. Well, scary for me. I don't know about these guys, but I'm terrified of diving in front of Dillos. But more Dillos for Sire than MC at this point. Of course, it has been that has been the trend of the match. MC again coming to the front door, and Sire has not. He definitely hears the panic sounds right now, and he does have 2 Dillos in queue. Hopefully he drops one to block, but instead just shoots rockets at the back and does kill it so fast. But there is still nothing blocking the front door for Sire. I probably, at this point, especially since you're playing a Neo on Twin Peaks, it does kill MC there. MC really overextending himself kind of over and over, but it's not really as bad because his Neo doesn't have that great, doesn't have that large of a respawn time. MC already calling it, but you know, at this point, it's not really like it's a lost game. MC just needs to maybe make a couple more defenses out here. He will start. He would have started to, you know, he would have started to lose the battle at the bottom, but he would be, you know, safe from the early, you know, the early kill, the early finish. But Sire, with a lot of Dillos over here, shooting his rockets in, gonna take down more Dillos, and the, you know, the ratio is just going up for Sire. Oh, but we have hit halftime, and you know, the halftime heal does kick in. MC does get a pretty good sizable heal, but Sire in turn does get a pretty good sizable credits boost, and does have a Dillo back, or not a Goliath, but Goliath down, back facing the post, does correct it, does pick it up and reposition. MC has Dillos only out here. He doesn't have any. Oh, he does have a Goliath as the Uber unit that he has right now. Yeah, but he's level 7, but he's not making Goliaths like Sire is. It's really hard for Neos to micro Goliaths just because you know, the carry is really bad, especially compared to Chopper, which is the best in the game. You know, jeez. But you know, right now Sire only has 3 Goliaths on the field, which kind of rip up Dillos. Goliaths have so much HP that Dillos, like, you know, Dillos hitting them, it's kind of like you know, just scratching. They're scratching. You know, they scratch their heads like, what's going on again? And MC getting killed, keeps getting killed by Sire. And Sire is just, you know, tearing it up with these Goliaths. He should. I mean, MC died. He should have just pushed in. He should have just pushed in with these Goliaths. In my opinion, it would have been an extremely safe bet. But MC is now back. It's still pretty safe, to be honest. I mean, MC is just a Neo. He's not like it's not like he's a bomber or a Warthog or something to rip these up from the back. MC again bringing Dillos to the front door, and Sire only had these kind of facing the backs of the other Dillos that were probably dropped before that. Now he has defenses at his main fortress, so now if I were him, I wouldn't be that worried at all against these front door drops. This outpost has been neutralized by all these Goliath, and there are no more Goliaths in queue for Sire. He's making soldiers. You know, typically I don't really see many people make that much infantry on Twin Peak just because they leak in so fast that you don't really have to worry about a lot of infantry. You really have to worry about position and all the units that are there. And MC again with a front door drop. Sire has not responded yet, but that I'm pretty sure is because he's not that worried. He has so much more life in comparison. He is going to come back. He's going to have a Goliath finished already, you know, to be able to drop and block. And maybe, yeah, MC is getting a lot of drops off. And he gets another one on the front door, but Sire is close here to respond. And will he go for the Dillo? No, he went for MC and did not get that kill. He's chasing a Neo for some reason. No, he's not chasing a Neo. He was just going back to this, you know, this forward outpost. I don't know, is this a close technically? I don't know. Twin Peaks is very, very different. Well, but anyway, it is the bottom left outpost on Twin Peaks that he went back to where all of his Goliaths were stationed. He doesn't have any more in queue, and MC again dropping another Dillo. This is kind of his only shot at this point, just because Sire is very ahead, and he has a lot of Goliaths on the field. Unless MCcombat wants to play a turtle game, which I'm sure he doesn't. MC is one of the more vet players that will typically, you know, not try to go with a lame turtle defense, right? You know, when you're losing. He will go with more of a, you know, an exciting winning strategy. MC calling the GGWP. Sire moving the Goliaths closer to the front door, and this is game. Sire0k does defeat MCcombat in this ranked match. This is RUI, and that's game. See you next time.